let's take a deeper look now into the state of the race, including our new Fox News polls. Joining me from New York, co-host of a new show, I'll tell you what, Dana Perino, former White House press secretary for President George W. Bush and co-host of The Five, of course, and Chris Stirewalt, Fox News digital politics editor. Congratulations, first show. I'll tell you what, it was pretty good.
It's fun to hear you say, I'll tell you what.
I am so confident.
Cockamamie name like that.
I am so confident that the gremlins are gone, that we're here at the wall, and we're going to give this a shot. I'm going to do my best Bill Hemmer. That's how confident I am. I want to do the electoral votes. You know, it takes 270 to win. This is where it stands right now. As the polls are, you know, the states that are in Clinton's column, 217. The states that are in Trump's column, this is according to Fox News. Obviously, this can change. But we are looking at states that could go one way or another. Let's just play a little bit, if you will, with me, and I'll have you comment. If we go and give Florida to Donald Trump and Georgia, you know, Chris, the Democrats say they have a chance in Georgia. Do they?
Well, sure, they have a chance. And if Hillary Clinton is doing well enough to have won in Georgia, she will be winning a smashing election with huge electoral votes. But we do see Arizona and Georgia as states that we have to consider in play this cycle.
All right, but let's say for our what if, we give it to Donald Trump, right?
Presumption.
South Carolina, North Carolina. What do you think, Dana?
I think South Carolina is going to be solidly for the Republicans and for Donald Trump. North Carolina, I think, is where Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama are going to try to make a stand to try to keep that or get that back into the blue column. I mean, that was a heartbreaker for the Obamas in the last time. I think that they're going to try to get it. The demographics in North Carolina very similar now to Virginia, and President Obama won that handily last time around. Okay,
so we're going to give South Carolina to Donald Trump and North Carolina, even though that could go the Democrats' way and they feel more confident, but the polls still have Trump up. Okay, what else? Iowa, let's say he's up in Iowa. Let's say he takes Nevada out west. But let's talk Democrats here. Pennsylvania is a stretch for Donald Trump, right, Chris Stirewalt?
Yeah, and we have new polling out this week that suggests that her lead there remains almost to 10 points. Okay,
so we'll give that to Hillary Clinton. We can also, Dana, give Colorado and New Mexico to Hillary Clinton. Think?
I think that that's right. In fact, I was just in Denver visiting my mom and my sister over the weekend. It's mixed there. It's certainly not just going to be a runaway for Hillary Clinton, but I think the Democrats feel pretty comfortable that Colorado is for them.
Okay, and Michigan, you know, it's back and forth, Chris, but really heading blue, right?
Yeah, I think Big Blue ain't just University of Michigan. I think Michigan stays in the blue column this time so far.
Okay, so now we come to Ohio, obviously a key swing state, and for our purposes, let's say the polls are heading the right way. Donald Trump takes Ohio. Okay, now this is the math. These are the electoral votes. Notice here, 267 to 267. There is one state that is not filled in here. It is the state of Maine. 4 electoral votes in Maine. But interestingly enough, it is one of 2 states that does 2 for the statewide vote, the popularity vote, and 1 electoral vote per congressional district. So, Chris Stirewalt, it is conceivable that Maine, and the other state that does it is Nebraska, could split up their electoral votes.
Brother Bear, I like how you are thinking about the most diabolical possible thing that we would have to do on the decision desk on election night. That you have conjured the decision desk horror story where you're at a deadlock and we're counting out congressional districts in these states. I'm getting palpitations just thinking about that. My goodness, that would be exciting.
Yeah, we've got Maine up here, and this is New Hampshire. But let's say New Hampshire goes to the D. But you're talking about 4 electoral votes potentially, Dana, in a scenario that could come down to a race that close.
And there's some pretty tumultuous politics right now in the state of Maine, especially with the Republican governor not being the most, can I say he's not popular? I think I can say that.
I think that's pretty clear.
They've got a little bit of problems, and so I think that New Hampshire and Maine, yeah, those are going to be ones to watch. Interestingly, this past week we saw that Kelly Ayotte, the incumbent senator from New Hampshire, who's in a tough re-election race, looks like she is able to stick it out. And right now, if the election were held tomorrow, she would win. And so that actually bodes well for Donald Trump, probably.
Okay, and obviously we should point out any of these states can go the other way, and one state goes the other way that has significant electoral votes, and you've got a scenario where, you know, Donald Trump can pull this out. So it is really interesting to see. And just a quick look back to 2012 and how the map looked in 2012, Chris Stirewalt, the real question for us now is whether the 2012 electorate is going to be the 2016 electorate.
That's right. And when we've looked at polling in Ohio and some fascinating polling that was done last week, which looked at what if it's more like a 2004 model instead of the 2012 model? What if millennials stay home? What if African American and Hispanic voters don't mobilize in the way for Hillary Clinton that they did for Barack Obama? If it's that electorate, then Donald Trump could stand to do very well in places with large white populations and lots of blue-collar voters. And that's why I think you and Dana are right on the money to talk about New Hampshire and to talk about Maine. Those are the kind of states that could be bellwethers for a good Donald Trump performance.
And we made it through. These are your toss-up states. This is New Hampshire. This is Maine. It was already blue, so my finger did a little clicking while we did it, but it wasn't the TV gremlins. Congratulations on your show, and we'll be tuning in next week.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Brad.